I now call upon students of grade 10 to felicitate the dignitaries on stage.
Good evening to one and all present here. Our chief guest for the day is Professor J. Philip. I deem it an honor to stand here to welcome Professor Philip onto the stage. Professor Philip was educated in law at Law College, Ernakulam, and in human resource management at XLRI, Jamshedpur. He did his business management at Harvard Business School. Professor Philip is an outstanding figure in Indian management education and is best known as the founder of ICSE Bangalore, where he is President and Director Emeritus. He had an illustrious tenure as the Director of IIM Bangalore, during which he redefined B-School leadership at a critical phase in that institution's history. His wide-ranging professional experience includes 5 years as the Vice President of Oberoi Group of Hotels. A visionary innovator who combines in himself idealism and a capacity for decisive action, Professor Philip is the founder-president of the Association of Indian Management Schools. I welcome you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Father George Pius will preside over the function today. Father George is the provincial of the Devamata province. He is well known and beloved to all of us. He supports and guides us, and his fatherly affection towards us is cherished by all. It's a matter of honor for us all to have you with us, Father. This year is special for us, and we seek your prayers and blessings. We hope to learn from your experience. We welcome you, Father, and hope that we can meet all your expectations today and in all our ventures.
Father John is the counselor for pastoral ministry in the Devamata province. He is also gifted with a youthful personality that drives him to positive action. We hope to learn from his positivism. This year, we the 10th graders are going to face the board exams. This being the first year for us and our school. We request your prayers. We look forward for your support and guidance. We welcome you and hope you will enjoy being here as much as we enjoy having you here. Welcome, Father. The flowers bid you welcome and a token of our love and appreciation for being here.
Reverend Dr. Jose, manager of Christ Academy, is with us today. Dr. Jose is a person of great personal integrity, and that quality of his shines through in all his interactions. He has always supported every effort that we make. We thank you, Father, for your unstinting support. It means a lot to us that your good wishes are there behind every endeavor of ours. We welcome you, Father, but not as a guest.
Our beloved principal is truly the wind beneath our wings. He inspires. He's our inspiration and guiding force. He aspires and then inspires us to reach for the goal. He raises the bar every time and then works to help us reach our maximum. We know that we are secure under Father's able leadership. Welcome, Father.
Pinto, our Vice Principal, is a tireless worker. He exerts himself for the smooth functioning of our school. He is passionate about the well-being of the school. Father Pinto is always ready. He is a wonderful support and second in command. We welcome you, Father.
Thank you, students. A sapling that grows into a huge tree symbolizes life, that unique life which evolved millions of years ago. That unique life which is a gift of God. May I request our chief guest, Professor J. Philip, our provincial, Reverend Father George Pius, our guest of honor, Reverend Father John, our manager, Dr. Jose Nandikara, our principal, Reverend Father Joyce, and vice principal, Reverend Father Pinto, to plant a sapling each.
Light represents knowledge. That knowledge that dispels all darkness and ushers in everything that is good and auspicious. We now have lighting the lamp ceremony. May I request our chief guest, Professor Philip, and other dignitaries on stage to illuminate our hearts by lighting the lamp. May I now have the honor of requesting our chief guest, Professor Philip, to address the August gathering. Professor Philip.
Reverend Father George Pius, the provincial of the province, Father Joyce, Reverend Fathers, sisters, teachers, parents, and students, children. When I entered here, I said, this is a very different place. And when I watched these performances here, I was convinced it is a different place. When I see parents almost swelling the whole place, filling the entire space here, it's clear that's a different place. And when these little children came up and performed this function, the tiny notes so beautifully, so enchantingly, I said, this is a different place. And finally, when we greened the earth, I said, this is a different place. My compliments to you, Father Principal, teachers, parents, and all of you. Keep this place great. It is already a great place. Recently I went to another school, and I said it's always a problem to address a mixed crowd. You have somebody like the provincial sitting there, and you have the little children there. It's very difficult whom to address to. And so I'll try to pitch somewhere in between. That's what I'll try to do. And now it's a pastime. Can you hear me? There is an echo somewhere. Can you hear me all? It's a pastime for politicians, economists, and academicians to speak about India 2020. Now, where is the 2020? Today? Or is it 10 years from now? When I see these children and you, I would say 2002 is right here, right in the midst of us, and right with all of you. Why am I say that? The people who will man this country in 2020, that means 10 years from now, are here in this school and various other schools. So a 9th standard or the 10th standard student from 10 years from now, by the time we 220, he would not only finish his graduation, he would have also done a postgraduate thing, you all. Let me start with my first point here. That in preparing for the 2020, in preparing these children for 2020, what's important is the right kind of education. Our education is generally quite weak, and it's accepted. I never had a chance to teach in a school or a college. I only taught at the postgraduate level, and that too in management all my life. That's what I'm used to. But I'm quite aware that the unfortunate part, when we compare with some of the developed countries as well as developing countries, for example Singapore, or China for that matter, or Malaysia, we are rather weak in education. Of course, glorious exceptions like this place, it's great. And what kind of education? That's what I saw here. Kind of education with values, kind of education which is balanced with study and play, study and personality development, study balanced with the environment. In other words, a holistic education. I must say I was so impressed by what I saw here. And you parents must be proud of what's happening here and the way in which these children are developed holistically. It's a fantastic one. And I'm sure I haven't asked the principal about the fees are, but I'm sure you don't pay 1.2 lakhs or 80 lakhs or 70 lakhs here for this kind of education. It's great. Now, I just saw a sign there, Ruskin. Right there. I just happened to see that. And I had a quote from Ruskin. And Ruskin said, I never knew there was a hole in his name. And Ruskin said years ago, education is not for knowing more, but for behaving differently. Education is not for knowing more, but for behaving differently.